Welcome back to another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your hut lineup decisions. Today's video, we're going to cover a lot of things before we get into the comments. Number one, let's take a look at the daily gift pack. I have not opened it yet. I've been grinding all day for a no money spent video that I will have up tomorrow, hopefully. As you can see, a little bit of a teaser there. But all right, let's go into the daily gift pack, see what we've got in store. Again, these are not must-dos. An 83, that's tough to tell what it is. I'm going to guess that that's the lowest you can get because I never get good pulls. So I'm going to assume that it's just an 83 and above pull. I said it earlier that the team of the week for 83 wasn't worth it. The reason why, guys, I don't think the 83s are particularly super worth it is this. I'll show you the pack. There is a pack that has just everyone kind of up in arms in the community because it caused a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but on Reddit, someone was saying you could pull fantasy cards in this. I can confirm that a very trusted source of mine in my community did one of these 7x80 packs, and he pulled an 89 team builder in it. So if you can avoid some of the, if you're okay with not getting an 83 overall, again, I'm assuming that's what it is, and working towards this, there's no other way to get collectibles. All right. So you got to understand that, right? If you can get to 40 to rip one of these, you've got a pretty strong shot. So it's not an X factor and it's not a hologram. So I would not, I personally would not do that. I would save my collectibles and try and get this. Now, also, if you didn't watch my holiday schedule video, they did announce to the Game Changers. I don't know why this wasn't a tweet. Anyways, they did tell us that the holiday schedule, it looks like we are going to get our gift, our free pack, where you get a really good card at each position, and you get to choose which player you want, not pick a red. So that's always one of the most anticipated like days or like things EA does every year. I love it. It's great. Usually it happens at like 3 a.m. on Christmas Day. It's going to happen at 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve on the 24th. And they said it was a big content day. I am going to assume that means Series 2 X Factors. I'm going to assume that that's maybe the World Junior cards, and there's something to go with that event, but it looks like that is going to be a big part of the 24th release at 5 p.m. There is no content on Christmas Day, which I'm actually okay with, spend time with your family, do other stuff. Regardless, on the 26th, the Boxing Day in Canada, 1 p.m. Eastern time, it's going to be normal content. So it would be like Team of the Week, stuff that would usually be out on Wednesdays. That's going to come out Thursday. Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, we're all back to normal. It's the Gallery of Greats event. So if you've had some holograms and power-up icons and things like that, you've been waiting for upgrades for them, expect those on Friday in the Gallery of Greats event. But I just wanted to touch on all of those things because it is going to be a pretty big week of content. On Christmas Eve, I've got like my in-laws over, but I'm going to sneak away and do a video quickly on the pack and who I would take because I know a lot of you guys, you want to get that. You're excited about it. And for a lot of people, not many people do things on Christmas Eve. That being said, you do not have to make your selection immediately. Remember, guys, it's a choice pack. You can hit the home button, the middle button on your PlayStation or Xbox, close out of the game, okay? Dashboard it, close out of the game, relaunch the game. That pack will still be in there, okay? And it will be the final gift set. So if you're wondering where it is, you take your 5 free gifted collectibles, put them into that set, and you will get the choice pack. It looks like it's going to run from Christmas Eve till early January. So if you can't do it tomorrow, don't worry. It's not a daily anymore. All right. So that being said, let's get to the questions. Touch on a specific one here from Care Package Man. I actually really like when, I get constructive criticism, things like that, because I like hearing different opinions. This gameplay is so different for everyone. I think it really keeps everyone even keel, including myself. So I want to talk about this one specifically. I've seen it a couple times. Sleeves, I totally disagree with your goalie take. My goalie take is they don't matter. Having an understated goalie that lets in underrated, I'm assuming, underrated goalie that lets in 4+ goals on 10 shots will cause you to lose many games. Earlier in the year, I was running below average goalies and would get 10 wins in Hut Champs as a Div 2 player. My goalie would have 3 or 4 games of run where he was absolute ass, letting in muffins and having a below 40% save percentage, which is unacceptable. Last Hut Champs, I built 88 Ottinger, and I had my best performance with a 14-win run. I didn't lose a single game where my opponent got less than 10 shots, whereas with an underrated goalie, they would be losses with, 7 goals against on 12 shots. Just my take, but I no longer believe you at all when you say that goalies don't matter. Here is what I want. Care package, man, here is my message to you. Okay, when it comes to goalies. Ratings matter to goaltenders. I've said this a number of times. Ratings matter for goaltenders for these smaller goaltenders. So what happens is, this was explained to me by a developer years ago, and from my understanding, there hasn't been a change to it. When you have a really high glove high stat, let's say, they will frame by frame move, like pixel by pixel, move their hand faster than a goaltender that doesn't have as high as glove high stat. So it's visible. He will make more saves than someone with a lower glove high and someone shooting upstairs, okay? Bigger goalies, however, they don't need to move as fast because they will just hit the player because they are bigger. That is why you see all the bigger goaltenders. Here is what I want you to do. This is a test. I want everyone to do this, okay? If you're a new player, if you're not a new player, if you don't know what you're doing, if you've been playing for years, I want everyone to do this, okay? You say that you had Hut Champs runs in the past. You would get to 10 wins as a Div 2 player, all right? Maybe you're a bit better at the game. Maybe you've improved your team recently, okay? You had a 14-win run, all right? That you had your best run of the year, okay? And it happened when you had 88 Ottinger in net. A couple things. Maybe you feel more confident because you have an 88 overall goaltender in net. Number 2, maybe you just got matched up with the easiest matchups that you've had all year. It is not always going to be an onslaught. I've had runs where I didn't know a single player. I've had runs where I've had GWC competitors in my first 5. What I would recommend, play 20 games with Jake Ottinger in Rivals or Hut Champs. You can do Hut Champs as well. Okay? Then I want you to go, and I want you to try Sebastian Costa's highest card that you're okay with getting. Okay? And I want you to do that for 20 games. No squad battles, just Rivals and Champs. And I want you to come back, and I want you to tell me their save percentages. All right? And I'd be willing to bet that after 20 games, it's even better with 30 games as a sample size, and the longer the sample size goes out, the closer that the save percentages will be. I would love it if goalies mattered more, but the problem with that is that they are not user-controlled unless very specific situations like breakaways, things like that. So when you invest heavily in a position and you can't control them, you're relying on them to just be better. I played an Ottinger, I kid you not. He let in 7 goals, and 5 of them on stream, I was like, it's all happenstance. And the thing I will say that is important about the goalie you choose is whatever one makes you most confident. That's the one you use. When you don't have confidence, your goaltender is going to stop it. Sell them and try someone new. It doesn't matter who it is, because that's a lot of the time it will make you play different. But that is why everyone says, or not everyone, myself and anyone that's higher divisions will say that goalies don't matter. It's dependent on how you play forward and defense. But I appreciate the comment, and I'm curious to hear your response back if you follow through on my little experiment, okay? Breakfast Golf Ball says, help. Yo, Sleeves, this is kind of complicated. Week 1 of Frozen Forces, I pulled a non-tradable Morgan Riley in the Team Builders pack. Wow. Made Moritz Sider just to make McDavid. I'm going for X Factor McDavid. Currently have Kucherov and Nylander fully upgraded, and 6 of the last 16 base X Factors I need for the other 2, as well as 1.2 million coins. My question is, do I trade in McDavid and Otter that I made this week for free with the weekly content for Kucherov and then prioritize... Oh, I do want to have Nylander on my team for the rest of the season, so I'll probably keep this one and make a trade in Nylander. Oh, I would have told you to not make McDavid. This is why when the event started and I said, if you have 2 captains already, don't make McDavid. If you want, okay. Best value would be, oh my God, I don't even know what you would do. If you have 1.2 million coins, you can buy enough fodder to finish off McDavid and get it done probably. Um, if you're willing to do that, then yes, okay, it makes sense to trade in for Kucherov, and you would go Nylander as the BND, and then like Fox or something. It's just you're losing a lot. Like making McDavid is a 5 million coin endeavor. It has taken me almost 3 months, and like I said, play this game all the time, every day. Okay, and so for you to get McDavid, the bonus is that you also get 2 of those cards back, and then you get to upgrade them and use them. The upgrades are very cheap, by the way. 180 overall is 1 token. It's very cheap. And I don't think that's discussed enough, by the way. So I would be okay with trading in the MSP McDavid. Or if you want to just wait, you have 3 weeks until Kucherov's done. So there might be something else. Hey, Sleeves, any suggestion on a goalie? I know they aren't super important, but I feel like everyone keeps letting in weak goals. I have also another thought on this as well. I was rocking the 82 hat-trick Leonard, but I took a break from the game and he's not upgraded yet. I had the 88 Ottinger, but traded him in for 97. Now I'm rocking Team of the Week Allmark. He's made the occasional huge save, but then will let in 1 to 3 soft goals under the blocker every game, and I don't feel confident with him. One of the 3 Markstroms are usually who I go with year after year, and have yet to find success with them except the other Otter, who I will probably not be able to make again, as I've already done 2 of my week 2 objectives to get 89 McDavid. Love the content year after year. Long-time fan, and it'll always help. So keep up the good work and happy holidays. Thanks, man. Okay. As we get further, guys, this is what happens with goaltenders. Okay. So everyone, if you don't know, skating when a card goes up +1, right? The skating goes up by 0.5. Every other attribute goes up by 1. So if McDavid goes from an 89 to a 90, he might not get speed and acceleration up 1. It might stay the same as his 89, but everything else will go up by +1. Here is the big issue that happens right around this time of the year. Goaltenders are +1 across the board, right? But because skating doesn't increase and everyone has a decent shot, we get into the mid 90s of shooting right around this time. And the shot stats matter, guys. Just like the glove high for goaltenders matters, the shots for those player cards matter. It's why Bedard's card has a good shot, right? Because he's got almost 99 wrist shot accuracy and power. So you notice this right around now when you lose that like really good goalie you had, because at the beginning of the year, Sebastian Costa, for example, has been a perfect example, and he would be who I'd recommend to just try because he's not going to be overly expensive. See if you can find his supernatural card or whatever the highest rating Sebastian Costa card is. Anyone that is 6'3" and above that has above 85 speed, that would be my baseline. Go and find those cards and try them out. Because early on in the year, shot totals are in the 80s, not 90s for the most part. Goalies are just better. And the problem is, I personally think that the shooting stat should also go up by 0.5. But I think that would be kind of difficult. And then one of the bigger issues is that the attribute system is just kind of broken in HUT, and it has been for a decade. They need to use player builds so that a 99 overall sniper, maybe they can get to 99 shooting, but they can't get past 80 body checking, even at 99. But that's what I would do. Try a Sebastian Costa card. Slaves, any chance at an updated Power Up Hollow rankings coming soon? I think I'm going to do a little bit of an update for the player base in terms of like some tips as well as holograms, things to chase after, because we are getting a lot of the newer player base. But we're also getting a lot of people finishing McDavid, and that's going to be like it reminds me of playing World of Warcraft. All right, follow me here for anyone the OG vanilla World of Warcraft players. When you get your mount, the game begins. Right? Like at level 40, when you would get your mount, the game begins. Even level 60, all right? When you get Connor McDavid Supercharge card, the game begins. Because now, anytime that you can make a hologram upgrade very quickly if you are not working towards McDavid. You just can, because it requires less cards, but the stuff 76 and above is just as cheap. It's as cheap as it ever. It's bottomed out. So it's much cheaper to make a hologram, and you get so much stuff via moments and stuff like that. When you're not working towards McDavid, you can make some holograms. Real quick though, for modern, it's Sundin. The reason is his skating is pretty abysmal, but he's massive. The major benefit of Sundin is that he has free gold quick draw and a great face-off rating. So even if he doesn't upgrade, he can be your fourth line center in June, and it won't matter. You have free gold quick draw. That is a massive advantage over almost every other card that you can choose, because you're at EA's mercy of them upgrading. So don't expect massive upgrades. Like this Gallery of Greats event is probably going to upgrade a few, but don't expect a ton. In terms of vintage, it's Gretzky. He just feels different. He's a lot like McDavid's card. The other vintage one, Bobby Orr, man. If I have a feeling Bobby Orr will get like the 89 if they go that route like they did for the Frozen Forces event. Bobby Orr's card is different because free gold wheels and like 91 speed. Like he just when I see him and someone knows how to use him, it's really tough to defend. Hey Slaves, first of all, shout out to all your NHL highlight watching streams. They're great entertainment. Thank you, my man. 10 a.m. in the morning, boys. We watch the prior night's NHL action, so be sure to tune in on Twitch. Now to my question. I pulled a few 85 tradables for which I have no use. I was thinking about keeping them for Team of the Year collectibles in January. Do you think we will have those 85 trade-in sets? Otherwise, I would sell them and buy players I like for my lineup, mainly third and fourth line. God, I hate Team of the Year. I hate Team of the Year as a content creator. I think it's a fun event. It's a good event. It's hype. I just it like seeing stuff like this, like I said, it ruins the game in my opinion because you don't get to play the game up until Team of the Year. And then when Team of the Year happens, everyone blows their entire collection that they've been saving since launch of the game, and then you're stuck with these 3 or 4 cards, and you're just waiting for EA to upgrade them, and there's no guarantee you'll get an upgrade. But that's my own personal beef with it. I think it's a fun event. I just think there may be better ways to do it. I don't see how, because 85s are what's used for events right now. Right? So you trade in 85s and you get that. I can't see them going all the way to 86s as the minimum. 85s will probably be used. It'd be funny if they didn't. It would be hilarious to me if EA found a way to not allow your set fodder to be saved because it would just make the most sense and piss off the most amount of people. I personally don't want to piss off the fan base. It would be the most EA thing to do is what I'm saying. It depends on your team. I'll give you an example. I have enough 81 overalls saved because I haven't been trading in 81 overalls. 80 and below, I'm putting into McDavid. Or 80s, I'm saving for tokens for upgrading McDavid and other X factors. 81 and 79 and below, I'm throwing into McDavid, right? So I have a lot of 81s, and I have enough 81s where I can make enough 85s to make a second Frozen Forces MSP. And it just freshens up the lineup a lot. Like, my lineup now looks a lot stronger if I go that route. But you're probably safe, if I would sell them and buy players I like my mainly third and fourth line, probably not. Then I would save for Team of the Year. Hey, Slaves, wondering if you could make another updated video on the best cards in the game to buy right now. Bryce, I would love to do market cards, like here are the best cheap cards to buy. Unfortunately, and I am blessed to say that I have a big enough audience now where I do that, and those cards shoot up 25,000 coins in price. For example, the beginning of the year, I was using base Sebastian Casa just as I thought that he'd be half decent. I was doing a subathon, and 35 minutes later, every Sebastian Casa card was gone. He went for 15K from what I bought it for to 47,000 coins. And it sucks because I would love to make those videos and show you guys the cheap cards to go after, but it's just what happens. It stinks. So I'm going to do more of the best rated cards. I'm waiting for just after the holidays and be like, here are the best cards at each position that are not the chase cards, so you guys have a better idea. But need lineup help. Free to play. I haven't had much time to play. Haven't even did a single HUT champ, so my team is rough. Can trade in for an 89 team builder. Have everything needed to make 2 88 Frozen Forces, and I have the XP upgrades to make an 88 XP player. He's got Nylander, Koivu, McDavid, X Factor McDavid. My goodness. Haven't had much time to play. I mean, hey, I feel bad for that Capital One cut. No, I'm just kidding. Gartner, Brendamore, Kucherov, Panarin, Celebrini, Jackie. Yo, your team is nice. Pareko, Chara, okay, you need defensemen. So if you can make 2 Frozen Forces defensemen, I would go Werenski for sure. Werenski for sure. I would go Wallman as your other defenseman. And then the other Frozen Forces card. Oh, God, you've got Brenda Moore there. Who's your other? Oh, my God, you would lose both. Oh. You definitely... Okay, I would go Wallman and Werenski. And Wallman, Werenski, and Nick Suzuki. And then Koivu and Gartner in for Backstrom. And you would just need to find a right-handed winger. Check out Team of the Week McKinnon, maybe? You know? So the 89 team builder, I would go with Backstrom. The 280, because you're losing your first-line center. The two Frozen Forces, Werenski. You could go Werenski and Sider. And then Wallman would be the defenseman I would take. And yeah, man, I appreciate the comment. I hope you have a great holidays as well, man. All right, that is going to do it for this episode of Who Should You Choose? I'll be back tomorrow, so get your questions in. It's a little bit of a night episode, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And we're leading up to the holidays. Hope you guys stay safe. If I don't see or hear from you in the comments or on Twitch, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.